Hi everyone, welcome to How to Electronics. In this project, we will make a 300 watt 50 Hz inverter using IC SG3525 with PWM Inverter Circuit. The circuit will take a 12 volt DC power supply from a 12 volt battery and converts it into 220 volt 300 watt PWM output. This device can be used as a mini inverter for portable devices such as laptops, phones, and small televisions. It can be used in recreational vehicles, emergency backup power at remote locations, and outdoor events. So, let's get started and see how we can build this inverter. This video is sponsored by NextPCB and HQ Online. The HQ Online is a one-stop electronic component sourcing platform. HQ Online provides a complete set of electronic component business services. All you need to do is search the electronic component with a part number. As it has a fastest search engine, it will show you the list of all available parts. Add the part to your cart, then place the order. To get started, check the link in the description. This is the main component used in this project. The SG3525 is a pulse width modulation control integrated circuit. It is used to control the power delivered to a load by regulating the width of the pulses in the output signal. The device includes an error amplifier, a comparator, a ramp generator, a daytime generator, and a driver for a power transistor. The SG3525 is typically used in the switching power supply applications, motor control circuits, and other applications that require precise control of power delivery. The SG3525 can be used in an inverter application to control the switching of power, MOSFETs or bipolar transistor converting DC voltage to AC voltage. For designing this inverter, we need some MOSFET, resistors, capacitors, terminal blocks, 12 volt battery, a 12-0-12 transformer, and some other components listed here. You can purchase all these components online from these links. Let us take a look at the SG3525 PWM inverter circuit diagram and discuss its design principle. SG3525 can control the output voltage of the inverter. It is also useful in driving MOSFET IRF520 connected to transformer. Both MOSFET is used as a low side connection. Pins 1 and 2 are the inputs to the onboard error amplifier. The frequency of PWM is dependent on the timing capacitance and the timing resistance. Pin 16 is the output from the voltage reference section. Pins 11 and 14 are the outputs from which the drive signals are to be taken. They are the outputs of SG3525 internal driver stage and can be used to directly drive MOSFETs and LGBTs. Pin 10 is shutdown. When this pin is low, PWM is enabled. When this pin is high, the PWM latch is immediately set. This LED is used for indication of power, and the variable resistor 50K is used to adjust the output voltage. In the end, you can get 220 volt PWM output. The important thing to note is the circuit is capable of generating 300 watt PWM output. For this, use 75NF75 MOSFET. The maximum power of 75NF75 MOSFET is 300 watt. Therefore, you need power transformer 12-0-12 volt with a 3 ampere of 5 ampere current rating. The power source would be 12 volt 5 ampere in this case. For easy assembly of the component, I converted the schematic into a PCB. The board is small and compact and most of the components fit here perfectly. The trace width and spacing between them have been calculated to remove noises. This is the 3D view of the PCB, which is awesome. This means after assembly the components will appear like this. You can order the PCB online by downloading the cover file attached in the link in the description. For the demo and testing purpose, I used 𝗣𝗿𝗍𝗃 to assemble the circuit. Here is the PCB assembly on 𝗣𝗿𝗍𝗃 as per the circuit diagram. The front side of the PCB board looks cool, but while looking at the backside of the board, the connection is too messy. That is why It is best practice to use PCB for the project in order to avoid messy and wrong connections sometimes. After assembling the components, you can connect a 12-012 transformer at the output terminal. To get more power up to 300 watt, use a transformer of 12 volt with 5 ampere current rating. Connect a 12 volt 7 ampere lead acid battery at the input terminal for maximum power. You may try 11.1 volt LiPo battery or any other power supply with a similar value. Now, let's test the SC3525 inverter circuit. To test it, connect any load such as bulb, CFL or AC fan at the output of the transformer. The bulb glows and the fan turns on immediately. You may try some other load with a higher power rating. Using the multimeter, you may test the voltage at the input and the output. At input, it shows a battery voltage of almost 12 volt and at output across the transformer, it shows a voltage of 220 volt. Inverter requires sufficient battery capacity as the power consumption battery will be significant. For testing, you may use LiPo or lithium-ion battery. But for real-life applications, use a 12 volt 7 ampere hour lead acid battery. You can also adjust the output voltage of the inverter by adjusting the 50K trim pot on the PCB.